Welcome to the CISO Daily Update.
U.S. puts up $10 million bounty on Black Cat ransomware gang members. The U.S. government announced a $10 million bounty on individuals linked to cyber attacks on American critical infrastructure. The U.S. Department of State specifically called out Black Cat ALPHV, a ransomware-as-a-service group that supported the Change Healthcare cyber attack. Despite the substantial reward, pursuing these Russian-speaking threat actors is challenging given their operations beyond U.S. law enforcement jurisdiction. Tom Kellerman of Contrast Security likened the situation to the Wild West, citing the protection afforded by a rogue nation-state as a significant hurdle in apprehending cybercriminals. United Health Group disburses $3.3 billion to providers affected by Change Healthcare cyber attack. Amid disruptions to healthcare operations from the Change Healthcare cyber attack, United Health Group disbursed over $3.3 billion to affected providers to alleviate financial strain. The attack, disclosed in February, prompted extensive remediation or recovery efforts and temporary funding assistance programs. While disruptions may persist into April, United Health continues collaborating with cybersecurity experts and law enforcement agencies. Concerns about data exposure remain, with heightened scrutiny, including inquiries from lawmakers and other parties. Municipalities in Texas, Georgia, see services disrupted following ransomware attacks. Municipalities in Texas and Georgia are grappling with disruptions following ransomware attacks affecting their residents' critical services. Gilmer County, Georgia, confirmed the attack, including federal law enforcement involvement and external cybersecurity experts to assist in restoring services. Meanwhile, Tarrant County, Texas, faces a similar situation impacting the Tarrant Appraisal District's operations. That incident is under investigation with assistance from the FBI and state authorities. These incidents add to the growing number of ransomware attacks targeting state and local governments across the U.S. in 2024. Cisco warns of password spraying attacks targeting VPN services. Cisco warns about password spraying attacks targeting remote access VPN services on Cisco secure firewall devices and suggests a series of measures to mitigate the threat. The attacks, identified as part of reconnaissance activity, involve attempting the same password across multiple accounts to gain unauthorized access. Cisco's recommendations include enabling logging, securing default VPN profiles, using certificate-based authentication, and more. Security researcher Aaron Martin links this activity to an undocumented botnet called Brutus, which rotates IPs and targets various VPN appliances and web apps using Active Directory authentication. This connection raises concerns about potential undisclosed breaches or zero-day vulnerabilities exploited by the attackers. PyPI suspends new user registration to block malware campaign. PyPI, the Python Package Index, has temporarily halted new user registrations and project creations due to an ongoing malware campaign. Threat actors were uploading packages to PyPI with names similar to legitimate projects and contained malicious code within the setup.py file. Upon installation, the encrypted code attempts to retrieve additional payloads from remote servers and deploys an info stealer, targeting browser data such as passwords and cookies. Researchers reported over 500 malicious packages, each originating from unique maintainer accounts, which indicates automated orchestration. This incident highlights the importance of rigorous verification of components used in projects from open-source repositories. Shopify plugins leaked data from nearly 2K stores. Sensitive data from nearly 2,000 Shopify stores was exposed due to a leaked MongoDB database owned by a plugin developer. The breach, discovered by Cybernews, affected various Sara plugins including EcoReturns and WiseMe. The leaked data totals 25 gigabytes and contains details from over 7.6 million orders, including customer names, email addresses, payment information, and more. Cybersecurity experts emphasize the importance of auditing third-party plugins for security vulnerabilities and the need for data anonymization to mitigate potential leaks. The comeback of Warzone Rat, analyzing the latest multi-stage attacks. The resurgence of Warzone Rat, also known as Ave Maria, has alarmed cybersecurity researchers as new instances of this notorious remote administration tool malware emerged, despite previous law enforcement efforts to dismantle its operations. Cybel Research and Intelligence Labs detected a fresh wave of Warzone Rat activity linked to tax-themed spam emails deploying sophisticated, multi-stage attack techniques to evade detection. These attacks leverage obfuscation methods, evasion tactics, and reflective assembly loading to inject the malware into legitimate processes, demonstrating a high level of sophistication by the threat actors. Hackers using weaponized virtual hard disk files to deliver Remcos RAT. Hackers now employ weaponized virtual hard disk files to distribute the Remcos remote access Trojan, marking a significant advancement in cyber attack tactics. Recent investigations revealed this trend, with attackers utilizing VHD files to bypass traditional security measures and infiltrate victims' devices. The attack involves complex procedures, including the execution of PowerShell scripts hidden within the VHD file, downloading of malicious payloads disguised as innocuous files, and injection of the Remcos RAT into system processes to establish persistent access. The final payload injects Remcos RAT into a new process to enable malicious activities such as keystroke logging and audio capture. Patchless Apple M-chip vulnerability allows cryptography bypass. A vulnerability in Apple's M-series processors leaves many Macs vulnerable to a go-fetch attack, enabling the theft of cryptographic keys, including supposedly quantum-resistant ones. While a workaround for Apple's M3 chips is available, M1 and M2 processors lack an official patch. The flaw, associated with data memory-dependent prefetchers, bypasses constant-time programming security measures, allowing attackers to exploit microprocessor optimizations. Similar vulnerabilities may exist in other Apple M-series processors and Intel's Raptor Lake chips, emphasizing ongoing concerns about hardware security. Splunk patches vulnerabilities in enterprise product. Splunk released security patches for its enterprise product to address high-severity vulnerabilities, including an authentication token exposure issue. One vulnerability, CVE 2024-29946, affects the Dashboard Examples Hub in the Splunk Dashboard Studio app and allows attackers to bypass SPL safeguards. Another flaw, CVE 2024-29945, involves the potential exposure of authentication tokens during validation. Splunk provided patches, mitigations, and workarounds for these vulnerabilities and fixes for issues introduced by third-party packages. Millions of WordPress sites at risk due to essential add-ons for Elementor vulnerability. A critical vulnerability in the Essential Add-ons for Elementor plugin has exposed over 2 million WordPress sites to stored cross-site scripting attacks. The flaw affects the Countdown and Woo product carousel widgets, allowing attackers to inject malicious scripts. Rated 6.4 on the vulnerability scale by WordFence, this issue reinforces the importance of proper input validation. Essential Add-ons released a patch in version 5.9.13, addressing XSS vulnerabilities and other plugin flaws to enhance stability and performance. This incident reflects a broader trend of XSS vulnerabilities affecting WordPress plugins. JetBrains keeps mum on 26 security problems fixed after Rapid7 spat. JetBrains released a new version of TeamCity and urges users to upgrade due to fixing 26 security issues. However, the company has opted not to provide any details regarding these vulnerabilities, a departure from typical security advisories. This move follows a recent incident involving Rapid7, where JetBrains faced criticism for silently patching vulnerabilities. Elliot Wilkes, CTO at Advanced Cyber Defense Systems, suggests JetBrains may be exercising caution due to previous ransomware attacks targeting TeamCity users. Despite the lack of information, JetBrains emphasizes the importance of applying patches promptly to prevent potential exploitation. The new version also introduces a semi-automatic upgrade feature for on-premises users, aiming to streamline the process of installing critical security updates. 17 billion personal records exposed in data breaches in 2023. Flashpoint's 2024 Global Threat Intelligence Report reveals a 34.5% increase in reported data breach incidents in 2023, totaling over 17 billion compromised personal records. With 6,077 publicly reported breaches, including sensitive data like financial information, over 70% resulted from unauthorized external access. Ransomware attacks were a major driver, with an 84% increase in incidents. The Lockbit gang alone claimed over a fifth of all known ransomware attacks. The Clop ransomware group's exploitation of the MoveIt transfer vulnerability significantly impacted the data breach landscape. Additionally, 2023 saw record-high vulnerability disclosures with over 33,000 reported. NIST unveils new consortium to operate its National Vulnerability Database. NIST has officially announced the formation of a consortium to manage aspects of the National Vulnerability Database, a widely used repository for software vulnerabilities. The decision comes amid speculation over a possible shutdown of the NVD due to issues like a significant drop in vulnerability enrichment data uploads. The consortium will be operational within 2 weeks and aims to address reporting challenges and develop improved tools and methods for the NVD's future.
Thanks for listening. Remember to subscribe to our newsletter at CISOheadlines.com. Until next time, stay curious.